So today we have some brand new footage for The Acolyte. This leaked on social media last night, and I want to talk about it. Of all the trailers, this is my favourite. I've been very cautiously optimistic, and as you guys know, compared to other shows, I've been a bit more apprehensive. I think it's because there is so much new territory with The Acolyte, but of all the trailers, of all the teasers, this is by far my favourite, and the final shot is absolutely epic. Jedi Knight Wars The Acolyte against the mysterious dark side user. Now this trailer really confirms they're trying to confuse us with the footage with the exact plot details, and so what I've seen in various fan discussions in YouTube videos, there is a lack of clarity as to exactly what is happening, and I'm going to come onto my theory in just a moment. There is a very literal way to interpret the plot, but there is also something which could make this a bit more complicated, and some scoops, some theories, and even dialogue from these trailers kind of confirms it. So let's begin with the face value interpretation. There are twins, May and her sister. May was once trained as a Jedi, and she turned to the dark side. She's the one who kills Master Indara at the start of the show. She's working for a Sith apprentice to a Sith Lord, and the Jedi go hunting her down. The Jedi come across her twin, and she helps them with the investigation, after they falsely assume that she is the assassin. And then there's the theory which ties into what Leslye Headland said were her influences on the show, and that means the Jedi are very unaware there are twins. And May isn't the one who was the Jedi, but the sister. Let me get onto this in just a moment. But this trailer begins with a lot of repeated footage from the teaser trailer and the final one the other day, but we do have a couple of new frames. We have an interesting discussion between Yord and Master Sol, and they're discussing the assassin May, who's been killing Jedi on a mission of revenge. Yord Fandar says, "It doesn't make sense," the sentiment I think of many Star Wars fans watching these trailers. And then after Master Sol speaks, he replies, "And now she's a student of the dark side." But this is where they're trying to get us. I don't think anyone other than Master Sol knows that May has a twin, so there is a lot of mistaken identity in this footage, and you're going to see what I mean in just a moment. Master Sol says that because he trained her in the first place, he should be the one to bring her in. But I don't think he's referring to May. I think he's referring to her twin, because May is on a mission of revenge, because for one thing she might assume her sister is dead. She was taken from their village from a young age, and secondly it seems like there was a disaster when they were both young, one which may have been caused inadvertently by the Jedi. And in this trailer, Yord tells Master Sol his apprentice is now an acolyte of the dark side. This might be just an assumption because the twins look the same. They may have just seen her face and assumed it was the Padawan. And I will reiterate something I said the other day. Leslye Headland told us everything you think the Acolyte is, it's not. Does Master Sol at the time of making that comment know that May has a twin sister? Does he think May is the Jedi, his former Padawan? It all depends on what happened to her. And this makes things very interesting because there is an added layer of mystery to it. I think he finds out she is the twin later in the season. And you know, this all goes back to footage taken from the first episode in the teaser trailer, but also in the exclusive footage shown at the Phantom Menace's 25th. I think the assassin May kills Master Indara early on. As BestBinBulletin.com said with their many scoops, most shots of Master Indara are taken from the Cantina attack scene. She is spotted in flashbacks though, as Lee Jung-jae's Sol appears in those scenes with shorter hair. She seems to leave Master Indara for dead. Was she after the Kyber crystal in the Jedi's lightsaber? And this shot of him taking May under his tutelage might be the sister, and because Master Indara predominantly appears in flashbacks, I strongly believe she's going to die in the first episode of Season 1. And then we see the Jedi embark on an investigation as to who murdered Indara in the first place. And here's where I think things get very interesting. When Master Sol is facing May, he asks her who trained her, but if May was his Padawan, he would know. Unless he means who trained her in the ways of martial arts and the dark side of the Force. So I don't think we're talking about the same person, there's two. They were twins, one who became a Jedi and the other seeking revenge for her sister's fall, and she blames the Jedi. As some have pointed out, we see May on various occasions at the same time as the helmeted so-called Sith. And the trailer confirms the three-tiered Sith hierarchy that Leslye Headland spoke about. Yord says that May is the Acolyte, which means the helmeted figure is the apprentice, and they're working for a Sith, a Lord of the Sith. This could be Tenebrous or someone else. And because May puts a blade to Jackie's throat, I don't think she is the mysterious Sith. This has been a popular theory, but I don't think they're the same person. The helmeted figure is likely who May is working with. In the brand new footage, we have an extension of this shot, and the Acolyte ignites their red blade. I wonder if by the end of the season, May is going to overthrow this Acolyte and become the new apprentice to whatever mysterious Sith is lurking in the shadows. And I say this because, as Bespin Bulletin reported, there were reshoots of May in a dark and different outfit at the end. It's also worth taking note, the series creator Leslye Headland stated the show is inspired by Frozen and Kill Bill. Frozen is about two sisters, Anna and Elsa. Elsa almost killed her sister with her magical powers and so isolated from their world. She suppressed her powers, but her mounting emotions of what happened to her sister inadvertently triggered her own powers that caused an eternal winter. Anna then sets off on a journey to find her beloved sister, and this could indicate the same thing happening with May. Her passion and anger cause her to tap into the dark side. We see another shot of Venestra Rowe, this time from the back, speaking with Master Soul. Now here's where things get very convoluted. We see a shot of one of the twins running in the snow. The Jedi corner her, and she insists, "I didn't do it." This is the light side twin, the one we spoke about earlier, not May the assassin. I think they've hunted down the wrong sister, and this is Master Soul's former Padawan, the one you'd assume turned to the dark side, but they've got them confused. I think the Jedi assume May is the sister, Master Soul's former Padawan, who turned to the dark, but I think she walked away from the Jedi for a different reason. And the footage ends with Yord facing the Sith apprentice. Is this how the Jedi dies? And I'm starting to think many of them are going to perish. And if the show does get a second season, which was reported very early on, I think it's going to be a brand new set of Jedi, as May rises through the ranks and becomes a Sith herself. Let me explain what I mean. Bespin Bulletin mentioned a very interesting scoop, and I will just say, my dear friends, massive spoiler warning. In December, they reported that reshoots went on in November. Amanda Stenberg was spotted filming a scene where she looked to be facing Li Jung-jae, her sister's former master. Stenberg was sporting a very different hairstyle and outfits than what we've seen so far, but they had on black clothing and what looked to be a cape over a sleeveless shirt. And Stenberg was not holding a knife, but a red lightsaber. Stenberg's saber clashed with that of Master Soul in a forest, in what might be one of the final scenes of the first season. The person Stenberg was fighting did not fit the description of anyone else but Li Jung-jae, or a body double. But by the end of the season, May, now a Sith apprentice or acolyte, is going to face her sister's former Jedi Master in a lightsaber duel. And given that Stenberg is the lead, I think she's going to have success, and that is how Master Soul dies. Maybe most of these Jedi die, the investigation is called off, and the Jedi Council find out about it, but not the assassin or the connection to the Sith, maintaining Ki-Adi-Mundi's line in episode 1. And then in my estimation, future seasons of the show are going to concern other groups of Jedi who are facing this threat, but they can't pinpoint it. I think eventually these Sith assassins die, and only Darth Tenebrous, and then by extension Plagueis, make it out alive, because they've been hidden in the shadows. That is my current working theory. What do you guys think about this?